Of course, when you are someone who cans over the years, you're going to have different boxes, different years of rings and lids. Wide, narrow. There is a difference between these lids and rings versus the ones that you can buy in the store today. I'm letting you know that if you end up at an estate auction or an auction period, you're going to come up with stuff like this. And there's nothing wrong with this stuff. These are rare. I'm just saying, when you are choosing to purchase these things at whatever price, you know, whatever that area market will bear, because there's maybe nobody doing it but you, just know that these jars and rims, the adhesive is different than the new adhesive you're going to find on the new jars and rims of today. You're going to find it's gray. They don't want you to reuse them, but during COVID, someone couldn't get access to rings and lids, so they reused their rings and lids, and they worked up to 10 times. What these are, in order for you to use these, you need to heat them up in boiling water for a minute or two before you apply them to the rim of the jar, or they won't seal. The new lids and rings, you don't have to do that because the adhesive is different. I found this out because I did what I've always done. I heated them up, put them on, and they wouldn't seal. And it's like, why? So I did some research, and I found out that the new adhesive doesn't need to be warmed prior to putting them onto the jar and sealing the rim down and then popping them into the boiling water in your canner. That's what I found out. So the older ones all need to be heated and the newer ones don't. That is a caveat you need to know about, especially if you're buying used lids and rings. And yes, these probably haven't been used by my mom. Now this one's empty. But there's, I don't know if it's just junk or what. My mom has a lot of things that are mixed. This came off of a spaghetti jar, apparently. But it looks like they've all been used. You just have to look at them. If they're rusty, obviously they're not going to be as user-friendly as the newer ones, because they won't spin on and spin off. This is more of a newer one, but I can use these for dry goods. So it doesn't bother me because I know they came from my mom, and I'm assuming my mother had already used them, and they're only good if they're not rusty. They're only good for dry goods. Anyways, that's my 2 cents worth for today. Thought you'd like to know. And I don't think this one was used, but I would definitely heat this one up before I did use it, if I was going to use it at all. This is a newer version of the same thing.